Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition. Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan, and joining me, former NBA players Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson. And the award-winning David Aldridge is on our sideline. Tip-off goes to Minneapolis. Now here's Williamson. Going inside. And it's Reed pulling it down. Now Mitchell. Pass to Reed. Mitchell feeling it out a bit. Stoudemire, the screen. Clock at 6. And that
don't play like that, boy.
Mitchell. Perfect use
Stick
of the
defense.
pick and roll. Mitchell just taking what the defense gives him.
And here is Ball. Puts up a deep three. That one's no good. 0 of 1 to begin the game. One thing about LaMelo Ball, he can really take over at times, Greg, when he's healthy and playing well.
And a lot of that is just his feel for the game. He processes quickly and then has the talent to execute. It's pretty hard to stop him when he's in the flow.
Here's Ball. After Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Got a piece of it. Jokic inside. Good work defensively by Stoudemire. Here's Chicago. Mitchell up top. Clyde Drexler on the wing. Back to Mitchell. Banchero outside. Good on the triple.
this is the type of go-to scorer this team wants Banchero to be. They love his confidence.
There's Ball with the three. Bangs home the trifecta.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Now here's Edwards. Following the miss by Donovan Mitchell. For the three. And another three for Minneapolis.
So often, LaMelo is the setup man. There, he's on the finishing end.
And here's Mitchell from the arc. It's hauled in by Minneapolis.
Credit to him for trying to get that three right back. Missed the shot, but that's a fighter's mentality.
Here's Jokic. Floats one.
And when Banchero turns it up, he can be a factor at the defensive end. And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
No one near Banchero as he lets it go. Drains the wing tray.
And he's got a nice fluid motion on his long-range shots. I think Banchero will be a consistent three-point shooter at the NBA level.
Now here's Edwards. Still yet to score. Over Stoudemire. Rebound by Drexler. Chicago leading by 6. Here's Mitchell. And it's Mitchell with the jam.
Now look, Mitchell has that rare combination of lightning and thunder. Like, he will blow by you quick, fast, and he will finish over your big.
Ball with the bucket.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Stoudemire wide open. And a great assist by Drexler as that one goes in.
That's a guy you want taking shots, a quality offensive player.
And so it's Chicago in control with the 9-point lead to end the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best productions in a... And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And taking a look at Chicago's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
They are playing for one another and focusing on making winning plays. You love to see it.
And so it's Irving. He brings it up for Chicago. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. Outside for Wembanyama. Another three for Chicago.
Sometimes you watch Wembanyama and think this guy is a cheat code, hitting threes at well over 7 feet tall. A power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could. And Greg, for Buzelis, basketball has been a part of his family for generations.
Yeah, how about that? Both his parents played professionally in Lithuania, as did both of his grandfathers. And his dad now works with the
Don't play like that, buddy.
national team.
Don't do that.
Physiotherapist. Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
In a moment here, take a look at the scoring breakdown for Chicago.
Well, so far, their long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
And one other thing they've done well today, guys, share the ball. I mean, set up teammates and just playing unselfishly.
Back to Harden. Hits the three-point bomb. Harden's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Big three-point shot from James Harden. Look, this man locks in, and that is his shot.
Reed misses. Minneapolis trails by 8. Wiggins with it, and Drexler picking him up. Back to Harden. fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
Brilliant move by Harden against the foul, getting the whistle and the bucket.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. Chicago leading by 5. Irving looking over the floor. Oh, drew the foul and almost hit the three-point bucket, but he'll go to the line to shoot 3. It's going to be on James Harden. This is his first free throw of the game.
Man, just the total offensive package. Kyrie is a once-in-a-generation guard.
Last one's off, and they'll settle for 2 points. Minneapolis trails by 7. And Nene has it in the corner. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Paolo Banchero. That's his first foul.
Second team foul. Coming onto the floor for your home team.
Second quarter to play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Harden outside. Just 5 to shoot. Banchero grabs the board. Chicago leading by 7. Wembanyama outside. Oh, 3-ball. Wembanyama.
And I like when Wembanyama is aggressive on offense because
Higgins outside. Harden outside for 3. And it's Chicago with the rebound. We've got 1:18 left now here in the second. Pass to Wembanyama. Kicks it out to Banchero. Back to Wembanyama. And it's off from three-point range. Minneapolis trails by 10. Higgins outside. Nifty move. No good that time. Good defense by Wembanyama. Here's Edwards. Driving inside. Banked in off the glass. And now it's a 12-point Chicago lead. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Inside. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. And another miss by Minneapolis. And there's a whistle. And that's going to go on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's his first foul.
Third team foul.
Chicago leading by 12. Edwards with it. Jokic grabs the miss. From deep, Giannis. And so it's Chicago, enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. Back to the action in just a minute. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Chicago with the ball. A 12-point game. Now here's Brunson. Pass to Thompson. Outside Edwards. Over Edwards. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Edwards got his second basket of the game.
And it's really good to see Edwards knock down the mid-range jumper. He continues to work on becoming more consistent from that area.
There's Ball with the three. Stoudemire grabs the miss. Chicago leading by 14. Brunson outside. Excellent D there from Ball.
And he's usually able to score on that type of defense rather easily. Surprising to see him come away empty.
No one near Williamson as he lets it go. And another miss by Minneapolis. And here's Brunson. He'll bring it up for Chicago. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. Stoudemire outside. Thompson inside the line. That's good on the jump shot. And Chicago leads by 16.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
This is when good players really get after it. He can sense that they're reeling, and he's going to put his foot on the pedal.
Back to Williamson. Misses the layup. Chicago leading by 16. Great, one of the best assets of Zion Williamson is his versatility.
And the combination of power and skill, it's obviously unique. And what I love about him is he's making better and better decisions. He's become as reliable as he is explosive.
And even without that three ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. Looking for a breather and maybe just one or two things to talk about. This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level.
Irving misses.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Pass to Abdul-Jabbar. Outside Edwards. Edwards shooting fearlessly from the arc.
And you have to stay up on Edwards out there, which is dangerous because he's so good at going right around.
Wembanyama outside. Over Abdul-Jabbar. And again, no good by Chicago. Minneapolis trails by 13. Outside, Ball. Offline with his three. Thompson right side. And then jammed down as he goes right over Zion Williamson.
And his athleticism is really off the charts. Love seeing Thompson punching home like that.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Wembanyama, a screen. Here's Irving. And Irving throws it down.
Kyrie, you don't see it often, but that's a nice finish there from the little fella.
Outside, Ball. A three ball. Headshot off. And so it's Chicago. Out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all
19.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Minneapolis trails by 17. Edwards looking it over. Over Westbrook. Edwards no good. Now Mitchell. Banchero outside. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. And here's Giannis. Kicks it out to Williamson. Yep, it counts.
And you see the decision-making Williamson possesses. Phenomenal with the reads in terms of the defense and just taking what's available.
Stoudemire. A three-pointer is right on target.
He's just stretching him out. The defense has got to do a better job of staying attached to him.
And the lack of defensive pressure on shots like that is a big reason they're down by double digits.
Mitchell with it, and Abdul-Jabbar picks him up defensively. Trains the three-pointer.
Hitting that shot helps loosen the driving lanes a little, and we know Mitchell only needs a crack of daylight.
Stolen by Westbrook. Three-pointer. Another three for Chicago.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
They've had great execution, and what stands out is that they're just taking what the defense gives them, not forcing anything.
Oh, nice read there from Edwards. He's all for sharing the wealth.
Westbrook scanning the floor. Kicks it out to Banchero. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
Yeah, I think he was hoping to maybe even get the steal, but I agree. He's still got a good outcome.
1:49 left in the fourth quarter of this one. 5 to shoot. Here's Banchero. And a great assist by Drexler as that one goes in.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
And you see this so much more nowadays in the NBA. Teams putting a larger emphasis on jacking up threes. Well, I guess we could give him credit for not getting discouraged. They're still playing hard. He's doing his job out there.
And the foul called on Donovan Mitchell. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul. Substitution on the court.
There's 1:17 left in the fourth quarter. Ball from long range. Cans it from downtown.
And I don't care how far from the bucket he is. You've got to have a man on him. He's just too good from deep.
Here's Mitchell. Out to Stoudemire. Shot clock at 6. And it's sent back by Jokic.
Oh, that's terrific anticipation from Jokic, erasing that shot attempt.
This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing.
Banchero outside. And again, Chicago, no good. Outside, ball. Pass to LeBron. Floats one up. From about 19 feet. No good that time. And so Chicago takes this one. And by a big margin. It was a tale of two teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly. And the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go. And once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. Along with Greg Anthony, Richard Jefferson, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching tonight's presentation on 2K Sports. And we'll see you next.
Welcome, everyone, to NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Brian Anderson, Coach Stan Van Gundy, and the Hall of Famer Grant Hill here with me at the table, and Allie LaForce reporting from the sidelines. Go. And so here is Chicago. Outside Mitchell. And it's out of bounds. Still Chicago's ball.
Almost had the steal. You have to love the pressure defense.
Yeah, deflections are a stat that a lot of teams track, disrupting the offense's rhythm and flow.
Now here's Mitchell. The kick out to Banchero. Nice start for him, sinking his first shot.
He can play big and tough. I mean, Banchero bangs his way in.
How about Paolo Banchero, coach? What a special talent. The first overall pick back in 2022, and then the Rookie of the Year.
Well, Brian,
don't do that, bro. Don't do that shit.
He's a 6'10" playmaker, and getting that out of someone who plays on the front line and can also play as a small ball 5, Banchero's versatility makes him very valuable.
Here's Tatum. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
Poor rim. Tatum plays with such an edge.
Pass to Reed. Floats one. It's stolen away. They're running. Finished off the break. Tatum's gotten his second bucket of the game.
Looking like a runaway freight train, Tatum taking it to the rack with a purpose.
Banchero outside. Here's Drexler. And it's rejected. And it's out of bounds. It's still Chicago's ball. Just 5 to shoot. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touch.
You ain't gonna stick defense?
Miscommunication oftentimes leads to turnovers. That's something they'll want to discuss.
So both teams making some changes here. Here's Bird. Pass to Jackson. Can't hit that one. Great D that time from Banchero. Outside Mitchell. Banchero the screen. Mitchell drives in. And Mitchell with the slam.
Driving inside, Mitchell uses his speed to get the better of the defense. They just can't keep up.
Here's Roy. Check by Mitchell. Back to Adams. And stolen by Banchero. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes play. Ooh, some solid defense from Adams.
Oh, this is exactly the kind of opportunity you don't want to waste.
Here's Bird. Drops in the 3.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Outside Brunson. Shot on the wing. Chicago making a switch here.
Substitution on the court.
Baltimore leading by 3. Here's Pippen. On the take. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
Slams it down with 2 hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now.
Yeah, and the defense really respects his shooting ability, and they showed it with that tight coverage.
Jackson, the screen. Takes a 3. He drops it from range.
And they're building up steam, getting out in front and trying not to look back.
Well, look, we've seen that no lead is safe these days. You got to keep scoring and extending that margin.
1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. Hill for 3. And again, it's Baltimore from deep.
What a way to begin this game. Dominating at both ends of the floor.
Obviously, guys, brilliant coaching. A perfect game plan.
Back to Brunson. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Baltimore out in front. Up by... Great to have you with us. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Baltimore.
Well, the thing about hitting early threes, it spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
And following off of what you said, they've really done a good job distributing the ball, passing up good shots for great ones.
That one's no good. Chicago trails by 12. Thompson outside. Back to Wembanyama. 4-3. And it's Bird with a rebound. Goes up. Here's Adams. Ooh. And Adams, strong finish.
And on the offensive end, this is how Adams hurts you. You have to be aware of where he is at all times.
Now Banchero. The take from Banchero. An easy 2 on the layup.
Terrific design and execution, leading to an opportunity right at the rim.
I'll say this, Banchero is a guy that opponents can't forget about for a second. And you see it in all the defensive attention he gets. Teams show him all kinds of different looks, and he draws a bunch of double teams in isolation. Chicago trails by 12. Thompson outside. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Flying high, Ausar Thompson. I wish I still had hops like that.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen is the call.
One of the trickier plays to judge, but it would be hard to argue against the call.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
And Chris Finch calls timeout here. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page. Chicago making a switch here. Chicago trails by 10. Here's Edwards cutting inside. And Edwards slams it in.
Yeah, doing it with speed and style. Edwards putting on a show at the rim.
Pass to Tatum. Shoots from 14. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Tatum's got 6.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
Outside Wembanyama. Shot clock at 5. Shoots over Jackson. The shot by Wembanyama, no good.
Well, I'm surprised that didn't fall for him. We know that's a shot he can hit, and there wasn't much resistance either.
And the basket by Pippen.
Well, with his skill and confidence with the ball, if you put him in position, he'll reward you.
A minute and a half left in the second. Outside Tatum. Three-pointer off the mark. Chicago trails by 13. Here's Stoudemire. Pass to Wembanyama.
Honestly, we have never seen someone like Victor Wembanyama, a skilled 7.5-footer. I mean, the way he moves, it's unreal.
And he makes the first, but misses the second. Baltimore leading by 12. And he lobs it up to the rim. And stolen by Edwards. Here's Stoudemire. And he drives in. The kick out to Edwards. 6 to shoot. Second chance shot. It's good. Edwards, what strength.
Well, Edwards is such a strong player. Skilled at absorbing contact and still finishing.
There's Tatum with the 3. Chicago with a rebound. Down low. Here's Wembanyama. Oh, Wembanyama throws it down.
Putting that pass right in his stride. Didn't have to slow up and was able to complete the play.
Here's Jackson. Pass to Pippen. Jackson, the screen. From deep. That shot missing. Driving to the basket. Here's Stoudemire. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
It's those kind of passes that bring up the entire team's confidence.
Bird. And so it's Baltimore leading by 6 as we wrap up the quarter. Getting lots of great looks, shooting it well. That's why they're up. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. Here's Pippen. Takes it in, and down it goes. Jam that one home.
Can you say immediate entry into the highlight reel? Woo, what a tough BA.
It's showtime now, man. They've built up a lead, and they're starting to rub it in. And the whistle on the shot. Got some contact there. Misses the shot, but he'll shoot 2. Chicago shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
We expect nothing less. He's generally been very good at the line.
Pass to Roy. Blocked! Outside Mitchell. From 20 feet. The rebound by Jackson.
Good contest. Can't let him have open shots from mid-range.
And how about Jaren Jackson Jr., another second-generation player that we have here in the NBA?
Yeah, Brian, and his dad was a winner at every level. He was a high school champion, had the #1 team in college, and of course was part of a championship team with the Spurs.
Outside Mitchell.
Baltimore foul call. Scottie Pippen. First personal foul. Second team foul. Substitution on the court.
Here's Drexler. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Now, B.A., you know they would love for him to get more of those opportunities.
Well, that would cut into the deficit quickly if he does. And Baltimore calls timeout here. Baltimore leading by 6.
Checking in for Chicago. Number 3, Anthony Davis.
Outside Curry. Pass to Hill. From outside the arc. Chicago with a rebound. Mitchell with the ball. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. The slam by Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, nothing you can do about that. I mean, Mitchell finds airspace and fills it.
Curry looking it over. Drills it from deep.
And for the defense, that is a heart-sinking moment when you see him that wide open from beyond the arc.
Mitchell on the attack. The layup misses.
Well, the defense was right where they needed to be to stop the layup. Great awareness and effort.
And he just driving the stake in him there.
He's a guy who just never lets up.
Yeah, they're not pulling any punches here. Even the guards are attacking the basket.
The 3 from Mitchell. Mitchell can't get that one to fall. Baltimore leading by 9. Pass to Sabonis. Now here's Curry. 18 feet out. It doesn't go for him. Here's Drexler. Count it. Drexler's got 6 in the quarter.
That's what you call playing big. He just stays committed to the attack mode.
Well, if you have the killer instinct he showed there, it doesn't matter what the size disadvantage is.
It's Beal on the wing. He's scoreless. And here's Curry for three. Chicago trails by 7. And it's Mitchell, the miss.
And he just hasn't been able to get it going this period.
Well, the offense has to look for ways to get him easier shots, better selections. You have to be set up for success.
They get it back. The three from Banchero. He's off on that one. Here's Harrington. Beal outside. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall. And so it's Baltimore closing out this quarter with a 7-point lead. Their play has earned them a nice lead. With 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for Chicago. They trail by 7. At the arc, Banchero finds his mark.
And Banchero has some range already. I mean, I want to see him continue to drain these shots.
Tatum can't hit. Chicago with the ball. Pass to Reed. It's tipped. Here's Tatum. And out of bounds. It'll be Chicago ball.
Into the lineup for Baltimore.
And so here is Chicago. 4-point game. Here's Brunson. Check out Brunson going to work inside.
A flashy ball handler at times. Brunson knows how to carve up scoring opportunities for himself.
Pass to Pippen. Fires the three. It's rebounded by Banchero.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it. Impressive one-hand slam right there, B.A.
Man, as long as he's confident about it, I'm good with it. Maybe use 2 hands next time. He knows where he is. And Baltimore calls timeout here. Group getting ready for Chicago. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Baltimore's head coach had some words for his team over the break. This might be a close late game, but don't tell coach. They were cool as a cucumber in the huddle, and I think that resonates with their players. We'll see if that approach works. Brian?
Thanks for that, Allie. Out to Thompson to take the lead.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
Chicago foul. Amari Stoudemire. First personal foul. First team foul.
About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Here's Bird. Clock at 6. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Oh, my. That's why we had those breakaway rims.
Dude, he risked pulling the whole thing down to the floor right there. Thompson outside. There's Davis with the 3. And it's Bird with a rebound.
They need buckets to stay in this game. That's not the shot they're looking for.
Jackson gets the bucket.
Yeah, good touch from Jackson Jr. Ready to score inside when given these opportunities.
And Chris Finch calls timeout here. He was quite emphatic, demanding the timeout, clearly wanting to address strategy with his team.
Russell Westbrook.
1:56 left in the fourth quarter here. Here's Wembanyama. That's good. And so Westbrook with the assist.
No fear in this young man. We're already getting a sense of Wembanyama's killer instinct.
And that one drops.
Well, look, if he misses that shot, coach might think of benching him. He's pretty fortunate he got that one to go.
It's blocked. Here's Tatum. Can't cash it in from close range. Chicago trails by 6. Westbrook with it. Picked up by Tatum. Pass to Edwards. Here's the pick. Wing shot on the way. And that one drops for him.
Well, you need a bucket? Give it to Edwards. He's got that clutch gene.
And here's Tatum. Fires from deep. Tatum drills the 3.
Well, clearly some sort of defensive breakdown there. He is not the kind of guy you give room to at the arc.
The kick out to Edwards. To the inside. Outside Wembanyama. To the paint. To the left side wing. 4 on the clock. Lets it fly from 18. And the sweet roll that time on the rim. That one falls. 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And it's Bird missing.
That could have been an easy pass and finish. Not really sure what went wrong.
Yeah, that just comes down to the timing being off between those two guys.
Whoa, that is as clutch as it gets. Big time play.
Yeah, don't you just love to see a player embrace that kind of pressure?
And they committed intentional foul. We'll see another one of those, so they get into the penalty.
Yeah, just trying to keep this game alive. It's not a bad foul right there.
And so they foul intentionally. So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Taking care of business at the line, leaving this one out of reach.
Timeout called here. Chicago decides to talk it over. 11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. From a coaching perspective, what are the keys to focus on here?
An uphill battle for them. Everything has to go perfectly.
Well, I'm sure they'll run a play they believe in. If it works, I say try for the steal, and if you don't get it, immediate foul.
And here's Mitchell.
Count it! He was grabbing the rim to extend the hang time.
Hey, maybe making sure the landing was kinder than the takeoff. And they foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point. Good on the first. And that makes it a 3-point lead. Second one is good, getting both at the line. And it's a 4-point ball game. 5 ticks left to play in the fourth quarter of this one. And Mitchell launches it from deep. It falls! Oh, what a sensational bucket! That brings it within 1. And Baltimore calls timeout here. So Baltimore wins it. What a performance they had here at home today.
I'll tell you what, these are the ones that are so nice to win and so tough to lose. I love being on the edge of my seat, never knowing what would happen next.
And that about wraps it up. For Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, I'm Brian Anderson, thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us for NBA action on 2K Sports. We'll watch Atlanta in this one as they go up against Chicago. With Brent Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. So it'll be Chicago off the tip. Now, here's Mitchell.
Don't do that, bro. Big defense. Don't play like that, bro.
Pass to Reed. 5 to shoot. Here's the 3. And Donovan Mitchell gets the 3.
Big defense.
And Mitchell is a confident scorer, including from downtown.
When Donovan Mitchell, Greg, is on the floor, he is the offense.
Yeah, and that goes beyond just his ridiculous scoring. It gets overlooked that he's also a skilled passer. So one way or another, Mitchell is finding points out there.
Mitchell with it. Wembanyama outside. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Tipped away. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Mitchell. On defense, Chicago. 4-point game. Walton. Pass to Kersey. It's stolen by Wembanyama. And the dunk by Reed.
Oh, nice setup by Wembanyama. On top of everything else, this guy has an incredible IQ.
Out to Ewing. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Here's Starks.
And love to see the effort from Mitchell at the defensive end, getting a hand up and challenging that shot.
Outside, Drexler knocks down the 3-ball.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Steps back. Here's Banchero. No good again that time.
And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on the shooter.
Yeah, that's the kind of energy that you want to see on every possession throughout the game.
Now, here's Mitchell. Here's Wembanyama. Kicks it out to Mitchell. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. A slow start for Atlanta in this one. Still without a basket in the game.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Here's Banchero with the drive. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. For the 3. Hits it from three-point range. Mitchell's got 6 points.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Well, if I was baking up a lead, I'd add 2 ingredients. One would be playing smart. The other one, playing selfless. They've done that tonight. Serve it up.
Now, here's Banchero. Mitchell outside. Pass to Reed. No one near Banchero as he lets it go. Another 3 for Chicago.
And he's got a nice fluid motion on his long-range shots. I think Banchero will be a consistent three-point shooter at the NBA level.
Now Reed, after Paolo Banchero misses from long range. Here's Drexler. And Drexler
better off sticking defense.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
coaching staff probably most proud of the effort of this team on both ends of the floor here tonight.
Now, here's Mitchell. He has 6. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock.
Atlanta foul. John Starks. Second personal foul. Second team foul. In for Atlanta.
15 seconds left in the first quarter. Pass to Wembanyama. Lets it go from deep. Here's Reed. An absolute bomb from three-point range. Reed's got his second basket.
Yeah, they built up this lead 3 points at a time.
Well, a lot of importance placed on outside shooting, and tonight you can see why after that kind of quarter exploding from the perimeter.